Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode of Cycling Insider, let's talk about the 2019 Specialized range, and there is a specific bike I want to talk about today, which is from their endurance range, and it's basically the Specialized Roubaix for 2019. There's not much I need to say about Specialized bikes, you know it all. As they call them, the Big S, Specialized has been around for a long time. Their bikes have won numerous Grand Tours and are still ridden on all the big Grand Tours, and they are one of the big bike brands which offer a lifetime warranty on their frames and forks, which is always a brilliant thing. And from my own experience and the people who rode Specialized bikes, they always say good things about Specialized bikes. There is always this little bit of a debate about Specialized, that they usually keep their prices up, but I believe that you can always find a good bargain even with the Specialized bikes, and this 2019 Roubaix that we're gonna see today, I think it's a very interesting offering, although the price is just a bit higher than I would expect, but at the end of the day, as I say, that's Specialized, that's what you pay for the lifetime warranty and kind of the tech and the name of the Specialized that goes into it. So, I'm looking at the 2019 Specialized Roubaix Di2 Comp Ultegra. The whole name is Specialized Roubaix Comp Ultegra Di2, and the current price on the UK website is 4,000 British pounds, which for all the people across the pond in US, that would be something around $5,200 at the current exchange rate. So it is a bit of a steep price, but as you saw in my recent videos, seems like all the bike manufacturers with this level of equipment and the carbon fiber frame and fork are kind of around 4,000 British pounds considering the price. Immediately what kind of pops into my mind is, when I'm looking at this Roubaix Comp Ultegra Di2, is that Specialized is offering two color schemes for this bike. One is called Gloss Storm Grey / Rocket Red / Clean, and then there is another one which is basically black, they call it Satin Carbon and Hyper, which is basically black and green. In my opinion, this I will call it kind of light blue and orange, looks absolutely perfect for a Roubaix bike for 2019, and personally, if I was buying this Roubaix, I would go with this light blue orange color scheme. But let's dive in and see what are the key components and kind of unique selling points of this Specialized Roubaix for 2019. The first thing that pops into your mind when you see it and when you read about it is their Future Shock. So basically, Future Shock is a thing that Specialized developed together with McLaren Technologies. You probably heard about McLaren automotive range, which is very famous in Formula 1 and also their car range. But what they did is basically in the head tube, they developed a small shock which can move about 20 millimeters. So you can think about it like you have on mountain bikes, front shocks, which go 100 millimeters or even more. This one goes only 20 millimeters, so the whole point of Roubaix range is the Specialized endurance range. So you want to spend long days in the saddle on rough surfaces, and you want to soak up a lot of these road bumps. I mean, even the name Roubaix suggests you that this kind of bike was developed in mind with riding the Paris-Roubaix famous race. So you have in front this Future Shock that Specialized developed, so 20 millimeter of movement, and at the back, basically as I see where the seat tube meets the frame of the bike, Specialized specifically designed the carbon fibers and the whole layup, so it's also going to be soaking up the road bumps. And when you look at the seat post, which is a carbon seat post, it has a little kind of curve and a kink, and this is also designed in the sense to soak up the road bumps. So these are kind of design specifics, and of course the bike comes with a carbon fiber frame and fork, and this is the Specialized 10R range, so this is a higher range of the carbon fibers, and again the whole design is kind of focused on soaking up the road bumps. So let's dive into the components and see what this bike offers. So first of all, Specialized has a interesting way of listing their technical spec. They start with the bottom bracket, which is the Shimano's Ultegra BB R60. Then the chain on this bike is the Ultegra chain, 11-speed chain. This is always a nice touch when bike manufacturers don't cut corners here, so pay attention. Shimano Ultegra chain. Crankset is the Shimano's Ultegra R8000. It's an 11-speed crankset. They don't say here, they say, I'm sorry, it's the 5034 crankset, so you'll be able to climb any steep mountain you imagine. Moving on to the shift levers, they are Shimano's Ultegra Di2 electronic group set R8070. Front mech is also Ultegra Di2 electronic. Cassette, thank you Specialized for not cutting corners here. Again, we have an Ultegra 11-speed cassette, 1134. It's always interesting, and I mentioned it in a few other videos. The 1134 cassette, a few years ago, you could only find it on mountain bikes. Now 1134 is becoming standard on the road bikes for the cassettes. So a nice touch from Specialized, both cassette and chain Shimano Ultegra, no cutting corners here. Rear mech is the Shimano's Ultegra electronic group set, Di2 R8050. They even mentioned here it's a medium cage, which is a nice kind of technical spec. Moving on to the frame and fork. So the frame is the carbon fiber 10R Specialized carbon fiber frame. They basically call it Fact 10R, and the fork is also Specialized Fact carbon, which is a 12mm thru-axles, both front and back. Saddle is from the Specialized On range, which is their body geometry Phenom comp, 143mm width. Specialized saddles are extremely good. I had the pleasure of sitting on them and riding on them, and I can confirm that Specialized really knows how to design a proper saddle with their body geometry. But then again, saddles are a personal preference, so it's something that is pretty easy to change, and it's not so expensive if you don't like it. Moving on to the seat post, that's the S-Works Effect carbon fiber seat post, 27.2mm width. And as I said, it has this little kind of kink or a curve, which is also designed to soak up the road bumps. Handlebars, Specialized On product, alloy handlebars, and also alloy stem, so nothing special here, comes from Specialized. And Specialized knows their kind of craft and work, so I believe it's a high quality product. Wheels and tires. Wheels are from DT Swiss. It's their R470 disc wheels. It's always nice to include this famous brand DT Swiss. They produce really good wheels. These are alloy wheels, so nothing special here I can add. And the tires are Specialized On Turbo Pro, 28mm width, both front and back. So Specialized tires, very good tires, quality tires. I mean, not on the levels of Continental tires. I'm always mentioning Continental tires because I still think they are the tire to go with if you can afford it, if you can buy it. But it's nice to see here that Specialized included 28mm tires on this bike, so really you're gonna have a very, very smooth ride on this bike. And speaking about the brakes, that's the Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. Perfect brakes, probably the benchmark today, definitely the benchmark today. They don't mention what is the diameter of the rotors. I hope they included 160mm rotors, because I wouldn't like to see Specialized cutting corners here and moving to 140mm rotors. So let's hope it's 160mm rotors. And that's about it from the technical spec. So once more, key points of this bike: carbon fiber frame and fork is the Specialized Fact 10R carbon, so high level of carbon fiber. It comes with the bike with the full electronic Shimano Ultegra Di2 group set, so shifters, front mech, rear mech. Also is the Shimano Ultegra crankset, Shimano Ultegra cassette and chain, so absolutely no cutting corners here, and also hydraulic disc brakes from Shimano Ultegra. The kind of key selling point of this bike is definitely the future shock in the front head tube, so a little shock which has a 20mm movement, and as I said, Roubaix range is all about a comfort ride and long days in the saddle. Wheels come from DT Swiss, alloy wheels. DT Swiss is a brilliant manufacturer, both from the point of wheels and hubs. So it's good they specialize in the cut corners here, but it's an alloy wheel, so I can't say anything special about it. All in all, 2019 specialized Roubaix comp Ultegra Di2. Current price 4,000 British pounds, or for the US market around 5,200 US dollars. I still think it's a bit of a steep price, but then again, hey, it's only me. And to be honest, if you could get it about 20% less, and I believe that all the bike shops can do a 20% of discount, then definitely go for it. Lifetime warranty on the frame and fork, and Specialized is absolutely a brilliant bike manufacturer, so you can't go wrong with Specialized. I think this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, please do subscribe. I will be making more and more of these buyer's guide videos. And as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Pura Vida!